Opinions, viewpoints, and beliefs presented on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the management, the affiliates and broadcast partners, or the sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Scarefest Radio, the radio you can see.
And welcome and good evening, everyone, and welcome to Scarefest Television, the original broadcast date, February 2nd, 2024. And yes, this is the council episode, but you get me and Adrienne, because Brandon could not come in tonight because he is sick. He is, I don't know, flu or something. And Adrienne.
Yes.
Just under 1 year ago, I had a fucking heart attack. Never missed a goddamn episode.
You did. Which is why I have pneumonia and I'm here.
That's right. I'm just Brandon, if you're out there listening, or if you catch us on replay, you're a pussy.
Yeah.
Now.
A second.
All right, now mark that off my list. Now give him a hard time. Anyway, tonight, everybody. Okay, the other bad part of this is because he does the graphics, he handles the contracts, he verifies that we can announce people. Guess what we don't have tonight? Announcements. So we'll do something special for you next week after he gets off his deathbed and all that. Oh, and the other thing, Adrienne, I've been watching The Devil Next Door. Has anybody in the chat room been watching? Have you watched that, or are you watching it on Tubi? The Devil Next Door. It's this series about famous serial killers and spree killers, and the interviews though are with their family. In other words, you know how they always say, well, he seemed like a real nice neighbor. Well, these are the neighbors, and don't tell anybody, but I'm fairly sure Nicole poisoned him.
Stop.
So that's all I'm saying. I just, Brandon, if you're out there listening, go to the doctor, have them test you for, is it polypropylene glycol? Antifreeze. Yeah, it's antifreeze. Just have them test you for that. That's all I'm saying. I think it would be for the best. Okay, we'll be talking about the video contest. Me and Adrienne have hammered out some of the details on that, the TikTok video contest. I will be doing horror trivia tonight to give away 2 tickets to Vette CityCon. Vette CityCon. No, don't intertangle the two. Don't get mistaken of what I'm giving you, but we'll make it very, very clear. And I don't even know why I wrote that down. I don't know what that note means.
Well, what does it say?
Studio 666. Does that mean anything to anybody? Does that mean...
That was a movie, wasn't it?
Do what?
That was a movie, wasn't it?
Possibly, but I don't know why it would be on my notes. It means I could have wrote
maybe you were
a Chinese menu on here, and it meant as much as that.
Yeah, that's the Foo Fighters movie. Studio 666, the Foo Fighters movie.
Okay, it's a Foo Fighters. It means nothing to me. It means nothing to me. I have no idea what that means that I have quite possibly been abducted by aliens, and for a moment.
Or maybe
that's their agenda.
It's impossible. It's okay. And then finally, the last thing is, Adrienne, I didn't tell you this. I'm just going to turn the show over to you from here on out, and I'm going to sit here and approve people to participate in the fan group tonight, because that is all I've done all damn day.
Yeah, I probably have done about 40 of them.
Yeah,
but I'll get a notification, and it'll be like 52 people have requested to participate in the group, and I'll go on there and it's like 3, and I'm like, well, Wes got here first.
Yeah. I woke up, I think it said 40 when I woke up, and I only had like 45 to do. So yeah.
Okay. So it's just stacking our numbers.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. But anyway, so welcome everybody. The point of it is, if you're new to Scarefest television, welcome. If you're not new, I'm sorry this might suck tonight because we don't know if we have a whole hour worth of content to fill because we weren't prepared. Brandon's been making all these great plans, and it's where we are.
When you say content, if you mean complaining, I've got well over an hour's worth.
Okay, well, we can do that.
Bitch fest.
Yeah.
That'll work.
I did that for 2 years on Scarefest Radio before he bought the goddamn thing. So
There you go.
yeah, I interviewed. I'm pretty sure the custodian at the convention center because that's how I was getting guests at that point. Just whoever walked by. So anyway, let's see. Okay. Do you have anything important we need to tell the people other than reminding them? Of course, tickets are on sale.
Yes, actually I do. And I am completely unprepared for tonight. I don't have any notes. It's blank. I was actually going to take notes off your notes in the chat, but,
well, see what you can come up with on Studio 666.
But I do have a couple of things and I've made posts about this. We had a miscommunication on the quantity of off-site platinum packages that we could sell. And so we can add more of those. It won't be today. I'm going to make a post when they're going to go on sale. Probably be next Friday to give people enough time to prepare. But we will be releasing a few more of the Clarion platinum packages and the vendor email that you've already brought up. But if there are any of our vendors watching that haven't seen the post yet, or if anybody that is watching sees someone ask about it, the vendor email was supposed to go out yesterday. We're going to have to reset the timeline on that. So nobody panic. The email hasn't gone out to anyone. You didn't miss it. It's just that is something that is all on Brandon's computer and that we don't have access to do until he's feeling better. So we will post a new timeline on that. We may even send another email to let you know when the new email is supposed to go out, just to make sure that everyone
do that.
I know, but
I'll get a text saying, I just sent you an email. I'm like, I know how things work.
Yeah, and I get that constantly. I'll get Facebook messages about emails, and then I'll get tagged in Facebook about the Facebook message, and it's like a wagon wheel. But just to kind of reset that date, because I know it is first come first served on that. So we need to make sure everybody knows what it is to give them the opportunity to go on there and get that registration done. Everyone should have, I think, already gotten the link for the application part of it, but not the registration part of it. It's a little bit different this year, and I'm not sure why, but
because it wasn't discussed.
Well, I think kind of what he's going for is to get a better understanding of the vendors that are signing up, and to keep a little bit better records of the types of things that people are bringing in.
Oh, I get it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
When I came on board, that was actually something I suggested he do.
I agree.
And he said, no, that's too much work.
Yep, it is a lot of work. I downloaded all of the information earlier today, and there is a ton of information to go through. But he may have already started on that. I won't know until he comes off of his deathbed to talk to us about it.
So the moral of the story is vendors were very, very sorry.
Yes.
It's just, but blame Brandon.
Yeah, it's Brandon's fault. Thanks, Brandon.
Yep, right under the bus.
Hashtag. Thanks, Brandon.
Okay. Now okay, let's go ahead. I tell you what, we've got a moment.
Okay.
We've got the entire show. Okay, we are going to talk about last week. I teased our TikTok video thing that's officially going on now. I've had no entries yet, but I've actually done a really cool graphic for it that you'll see at the half-hour mark, because I can still do things. But here's how we're doing it. Okay. And Adrienne jumped in on this and actually sweetened the pot, as we like to say in Kentucky. First of all, for the month of February, if you will send us, we can do what we're calling short form videos. Now, if it's a 60 seconds or less, those are your best bet for going viral.
Yes.
And I've actually caught myself that I lay in bed at night scrolling through TikTok, and if they've not caught my interest in 15 seconds,
yep,
flip on by.
Yep.
Next. So anyway, but you're not limited to that. If you're very, very creative and want to do a video up to 10 minutes, we can also do a 10-minute video. If you're wondering, the 60-second limit is because that is what it takes to qualify for YouTube Shorts.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I found out by accident.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's how we split the videos up. And if you don't want to do videos, if you say, I don't want to be on video, but I've got some good ideas, we will also take scripts. If you will give us your idea, your script for a video short like that, and we produce it, if we use it, you at least get a day pass. If we use it, you get a day pass. If we use your video, even if you don't win, you get a weekend pass. Now, said weekend pass, it's yours. You can sell it. You can give it to your friends, whatever you want to do. If you had bought a pass and the pass you win is better, you can use the one, whatever. Okay? So that's how we're doing it. Let's see, any other big details here. Now, the grand prize is if your video goes what we're calling viral, and we have to come up with a number. Adrienne is convinced we need a number. So in the chat room, how popular do you think a video would have to be? How many plays on TikTok, for example? See, that's the other thing. YouTube numbers on their shorts tend to be lower just because of the way they're laid out. So but anyway, so we got to come up with some type of formula. But if your video goes viral, golden ticket. We printed a few extras. You'll get a golden ticket.
Yep. And that's one thing that, we're going to be sharing this contest around and letting people know, because one of the things that we did this year is we made sure in the count to have golden tickets for giveaways. And we're going to have giveaways coming up throughout the year where you can win golden tickets. So, obviously, probably everyone that's on here has seen the post about the VIP wait list. I don't want to cut that wait list off, but there's a lot of people on the waiting list right now. I would say that if you have not signed up for the wait list yet, there's probably a good chance that we won't get to the people that sign up after this point, and maybe not even to the people that have signed up to this point. There's a lot. But we will not be adding more VIP tickets. So these giveaway tickets are the only way that you're going to get golden, unless someone is selling one and you are on the wait list to buy one. So contests are very important.
So there, people that were wondering how to do this, like I said, and I've tried to make it really easy. If you're not a TikTok person, if you don't play on Reels, that's the thing. Okay, you can hate TikTok, but if you do Reels, if you do videos, the only thing is, okay, now the number one rule, actually it's number 2 rule on the page I've set up, and this will be on Scarefest Radio this weekend, scarefestradio.com. All entries must be original content so that we can brand it and not get sued. Basically, by entering, you are declaring that your content is original. No music or dance videos. I don't care if you're dressed as Freddy Krueger. If there's music in the background, it will not be accepted, because music is a big copyright thing.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is it has to be premiered with us. In other words, it can't be saying, "Oh, I did this a year ago on my TikTok." Here, no. If we find it on any social media, disqualified. So we ask that you only present us with new original material. And like I said, if you don't want to do a video yourself or with your friends, feel perfectly free just to send us the script, and we will see about getting some of our peeps together and making your video for you. So, no music in the chat room. No music, because then I'd have to check and see if it's public domain music, which I guess anything before 1930. Yeah, no, it's no. Just no music. No music. Now you can, if it's not for profit, in other words, as long as we don't pay you money, we can get away with you if you dress up like Freddy Krueger or whatever. It's that's something, that's a fan film. Then we can call it a fan film, and get away with it. So like I said, scarefestradio.com. By tomorrow, that page will be in the menu, and you can see how to enter it. But basically, either email it to me, or now you can put it on YouTube and do it on what they call their unlisted. In other words, when you upload it, there's a little checkbox, and if you want it unlisted, you can put it there. But no, I haven't banned. I have not banned nudity. That's just for my cell phone. That's
I'm looking at my little brother's TikTok, and these are, so I'm trying to get an idea of like what would be a reasonable like number to go viral. And his like one of these went viral on Facebook. It was shared from TikTok to Facebook, and it got like 780,000 views on Facebook. On TikTok, it only has 66,000. His next one has 495,000, and his biggest one is 2.3 million views. And that's my baby brother, who was shotgunning a beer and got it. The metal went through his lip, and it's a video of them trying to pull this beer can off of his lip. It got 2.3 million views on TikTok. So,
but you
if you
don't have to go to that extreme, people.
Exactly. You don't. Just saying. I guess the point I'm trying to express is, you never know what's really gonna, just get people's engines revving. But apparently that is one of them.
Okay. While we're thinking about it, we're going to have a quick commercial break. Everybody, we'll be right back with more of the abbreviated counsel.
Horror. Movie. Fans. For. Life. On Facebook. Find us. For watch parties. For news. For memes. For friends. For life. Horror movie fans for life. Join us.
And welcome back to Scarefest Television. We're brainstorming our TikTok video in the chat room. Okay, somebody said you have to be careful of blood and gore and weapons on TikTok. Fortunately, we also have Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube that doesn't seem to give a rat's ass about such things. So if our video gets taken down off TikTok, yeah, it might affect the viral status of it. But we're judging the videos. Just we're looking at them and saying, oh, that's the best one we got this month. Even if we put them on TikTok and a different one zooms to viral status, the one that we say is the best is what, and that's be artistic merit, as I like to say. So okay, so don't worry about that. You can put damn near anything on YouTube and call it a short, and thank you. Oh, we don't care. I know who that is. Anyway, so get that in your head. If you already play on TikTok, feel free to go ahead and make something. If you know somebody, if you just want to drag the old family VCR out and make something, I will give you an address to mail me a VCR tape if that's what it takes to get you people to participate. And I think, and then of course, now before you enter, do read all the disclaimers at the bottom of the entry page that will be on scarefestradio.com tomorrow. But we're still going to decide on a number. But right now, the way it's worded right now is we get to pick what's viral.
That's right.
So
the flu, I think, is viral.
Yeah,
isn't it? Yeah.
It's actually, I think it's like pigeons. It's like government surveillance things. That's
robots,
what birds.
bird
Yeah,
robots.
Yeah, bird robots. That's. I actually did get a snarky comment from a flat earther from one of my Best of Scarefest TV videos.
Oh no!
Yes.
Tell me.
Well, okay. When Brandy Roderick was on the show, we were talking about TikTok, and I said there are a lot of people that believe in the flat Earth on TikTok.
Yeah.
That is the forum for flat Earth.
Oh.
And she said, "Oh, I can't believe that," or something to that effect. And I said, "Yes, I thought we settled this back." Me being a comedian, I said, "I thought we settled this with Christopher Columbus." And that just made somebody mad.
Oh my gosh.
So anyway.
I bet that tickled you very much.
But so far, my best videos are when me and John mentioned about the aliens in Miami, which is all of a sudden died down to nothing. But yeah,
right?
The aliens in Miami. That's so far that's my best video. Even beat out some of Dustin Perry's good stuff. So, we'll do that at the half-hour mark. Remind everybody, we will be giving away Vette CityCon tickets. That's a convention in Bowling Green, Kentucky in March.
Yes.
Last week, the guy won it from Minnesota. He said, "Oh, I can't go." So let's just get
Oh,
that
right.
straight.
I did see that. Yes.
Yeah, it's a shame. I told him give them away, sell them. I don't care what you do. But, all right. Yeah, I'm pretty much out of stuff to talk about.
Oh, I do have one other thing that I got a request to bring up on the show. And this is about Scarefest volunteer applications. So, read the write-up before starting your application. If you are wanting to volunteer for Scarefest, it includes time requirements, team descriptions, etc., things that you need to see know to see if volunteering at Scarefest is a good fit for you. So we've seen several applications come through that just do not have the criteria of our minimum requirements for volunteering at the show. So just putting that out there. If anybody's thinking about volunteering, we do have guidelines that we follow. So make sure that you read the description, see what those are before you fill out your application. It'll just save you some time. It'll save us some time. And, we don't like having to turn down applications, but we've got the rules for a reason.
That's right. Not to be a party pooper here. Did they actually, those rules, did that write-up actually get put on the application as it is now? Or is that to go on the landing? Okay. Because I had also gotten a memo about wording for the landing page on the website. Guess what's not being used? The landing page on the website. Yeah.
Okay, I'll actually double check that because I get what you're saying. So make sure it's on the app.
Right.
Lori might be watching. Christy, you definitely don't qualify.
And I actually had one of my co-hosts was afraid she wouldn't qualify. And I said, "You work all year. I'll slide you through. I'll slide you through, and you can go watch a panel." So, although Katie, you have to work your ass off. I know you're in the chat room.
Yeah.
You're pretty much ball and chain, baby, ball and chain. Awkward pause. Okay. Where we at?
Oh,
Katie has a question that might be better for later on, but something that we need to focus on.
What that?
The line skip one.
Okay, I know this is probably a better topic for later. No, it's a better topic when we have time to talk about it. But I would like to hear a good description about line skips. It was confusing for staff and guests, mainly me, the person in the chat room. Okay. Adrienne, explain to them how we normally do it.
Okay, so with the line skips, it's been a little bit weird the last couple of years, but how it is supposed to work with the line skips is if you have a line skip and there's a celebrity that you would like to meet, we have Scarefest staff, security all over Stars Row. A lot of the celebrities, especially with the bigger lines, will have a volunteer or one of their staff working the line, like they're helping take photos, things like that. There's someone that's there working the table, and you would, come up and you would say, "Hey, I have a line skip I'd like to use here." And what they will do is they will take your line skip and they will put you normally back at 2 or 3 people back in the line. The people that are already up at the table and picking their stuff out, you're not going to cut in front of them, but you'll get right into the front of the line there. If there are other people with line skips already placed, they'll put you behind them. If the line has been cut for the end of the day, for photo ops, anything like that, it is absolutely the staff member's discretion to say the line is cut. The people that have been standing in this line, this is the number we can get through. If they put you in, they push someone out. So we don't do that. If the line is already cut, you cannot use line skip for that person. And I made sure actually this year to put on the tickets before they went on sale that the line skips are at the discretion of the staff. So that is how they're supposed to work. Most people don't use them because the early entry and how many guests we have, the lines are pretty quick for the folks that actually get line skips. Because only half, not even half of the early entry people get line skips. So
I just had this vision of all the VIP people standing in line the hour early and switching line skips with each other. It's like a
right
centipede going back.
Exactly. So yeah, and line skips don't work in the first hour because everybody that's in there is in there for early entry. Yes, some are VIP and some are weekend plus, but we're not getting into all of that, especially on Friday, because we are still trying to make sure that all the lines are routed where they need to go. People are, it's a free for all on Friday afternoons, and I cannot ask the staff to deal with more than they're already dealing with. So line skips aren't good for the first hour anyway. It's only once the gin pop gets in there that they're really utilized. And like I said, so few people utilize the line skips. They weren't really necessary. And this year, I've said this a few times in the group already, we will be doing something for Matthew Lillard. We will not be taking line skips for Matthew Lillard. I can tell you that right now. He will have a system in place that'll probably be similar to the Robert England.
I am going to suggest one thing, though.
Yeah.
If we do it like we did Robert,
mm-hmm.
I think it should cost a VIP person one line skip just to get in that damn line, that VIP line.
Well,
Because
so
I'm a hard ass.
If we do it like we did Robert, and we do, which this is all spitballing. Nothing that I say right now is how it's going to be. This is just, kind of my thoughts on it. If we do it like we did Robert, the first two groups that we did for the day were exclusively for VIPs.
Mm-hmm.
And doing that, and everybody that was here for Robert knows, people that are new to VIP, basically what it was is we had groups. I actually had one out not that long ago of an example that I kept of the Robert England line skip. But you got a card. We did groups. And there were 50 people to a group, and the first two groups of each day were exclusively for VIP to go and get the autograph. Now, that is over the number of VIPs that we do for the weekend. So those two groups couldn't even be filled up all 3 days. And on Sunday, we only had 6 in Group A.
Yeah.
We had none in Group B. We skipped straight to general admission on Sunday, Group C. It worked really well. We may do something like that again. But basically what that means, if you're a VIP or a weekend pass holder and we don't do anything, all of you go in, you stand in the line, you stand there for hours, and all the general admission people come in behind you and they stand there for hours, and you're still going to be standing in the line for hours. If we do it in the groups, it just gives you a little bit of a reprieve.
Right.
It
makes the entire weekend more enjoyable. It
does, because you're not, camped out in the line for, and I've been to other shows. The whole reason that we came up with this is, we go to other shows, we see how fans endure 8-hour plus wait times. We walked into a show and there were people lined up and they were sitting down. And we went, me and Wes and Brandon, and we went around the con and went around the vendor floor and did things. We came back and we had to have been in there for at least 2 hours. And we came back and the same people were sitting in the exact same place. And then we found out the next day that people that lined up early that morning were there well past midnight sitting in the same line. And, we just want to avoid that.
Okay, we're going to do our what announcements we have. We'll very quickly, Drew Badger, go to the website scarefestweekend.com, and there's this thing we call the internet, and it has links, and you can click the link that says media passes and apply for your media pass.
Hi, Drew.
Hi, Drew. Okay. Yeah, go. And first, a word from our sponsor.
Are you a fan of horror movies, books, comics, music, and collectibles? Rue Morgue magazine is for you. Subscribe today to receive 6 or 12 print issues annually and join me, executive editor Andrea Subasati, on an ongoing journey through the horror genre of the past, present, and future. Plus, get access to unmissable special editions such as A Century of Witches, 50 Years of Gore Cinema, British horror movies, and so much more. Rue Morgue, the world's premier horror and culture and entertainment magazine since 1997. Accept no substitute.
And of course, the big news of the week. Ticket sales are live. Ticket sales are live. And I'll have more to say about that in a moment. But yes, go to scarefestweekend.com. Click the ticket button, even though it says coming soon.
Still, yeah.
Yeah, because our webmaster is sick. Staff applications, those are online. Volunteer applications are online also. You can go to the same place, scarefestweekend.com. Click the link for the volunteer applications and join us. Be one of us. One of us. Speaker applications are also online. We've been getting quite a few of those, I think.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Speaker applications for Scarefest 2024 are open. If you have if you're an expert about something, if you're an authority on something, or you're like me and you just like to talk, go right ahead. Speaker applications are open. Scarefest Film Festival. See, we got all this stuff going on. Scarefest Film Festival, that is open over at Film Freeway. Go to the website, click the link, and you can enter your film. Make sure all your filmmaker friends know about it. Vette CityCon. As soon as we get done with the announcements, we'll do a Vette CityCon giveaway. But March 2nd and 3rd, myself, Joanna, and maybe Chad. Chad's going to try to come down. Vette CityCon down in Bowling Green. Nice little convention. We are the presenting sponsor this year, and so I hope that if you're in the area, you will check out a great little con down in Bowling Green.
I'm going to try to go too.
See, it's going to be like a family reunion.
Yeah,
the best of Scarefest TV is now on TikTok.
I really want to go there.
Well, how'd that happen? I know what it is. We got a graphic messed up here. It's not that one though. That one. There, fixed. Okay, the best of Scarefest TV. I've been using AI to do these automatic edits on all my episodes. It is so freaking great.
Bird robots.
Okay. The best of that'll probably be on the best of Scarefest TV roll for tonight. But anyway, so go to TikTok. That's probably the easiest place. You can go to our profile on there and see all of them. Instagram, most of them are on Reels or Stories. I don't know. We're everywhere. But anyway, but TikTok's the place to round them all up at once. And okay, go ahead. We talked about the contest, so we won't bother you with that. The Central Kentucky Mystical Market, February 10th and 11th. That's next weekend at the Clarion Hotel, 1950, Newtown Pike, Lexington, Kentucky. Yes, it is a thing, and it's next weekend, and I will be there, assuming the cattle don't screw me up. Both days, I'll be doing really bad tarot card readings and have a little bit of Scarefest swag. If you want to pick up some stuff, I got coffee mugs, I got pins, I got some t-shirts. We didn't end up with me in sweatpants, did we?
A few.
Okay.
Yeah, you should have.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'm hauling them around with me. I did take whatever she throws in a bag. Anyway, and finally in our announcements, remind everybody that on my Patreon project, if I get 50 Patreon subscribers, I will do that cosplay right there with the shortened t-shirt and the bare midriff at Scarefest to honor Sleepaway Camp douchey 80s guy, we call it. Patreon.com/ScarefestRadio. And memberships are down as cheap as $1, and you get to see everything I'm doing. Once I get up above 50 people, then I'm going to start breaking it down and only do certain things for the big sponsors and little things for the little $1 sponsors. And if I ever get around to ordering t-shirts, I'm going to give some away. So,
woot! I'm in the big sponsors club.
Yes.
While you're talking about that, there was a couple things that you said you were going to touch on.
Okay.
And there was something I wanted to mention also, and I haven't posted this on the group yet. I probably should. I was not prepared for all the tickets to sell out like they did. I'm just going to be honest. I didn't see that coming. Last year, it took us a couple weeks to sell out of Golden's. We were sold out by 10 a.m. That being said, we are well over halfway sold out of our Weekend Plus passes as well. We had Weekend Plus passes for months last year. And, Wes and I were talking about it yesterday. I would not be surprised at this point. There are a couple of people that are still hoping, the Golden's wait list will come through, and it might, but don't wait. If you want a Weekend Plus pass, you need to go ahead and get on that, because they're going to sell out. They're going to sell out pretty quickly, and we will not add more of those. I've been, seeing a lot of people that are pretty disappointed about not getting the Goldens, and I've had people ask if we decreased the number of VIP tickets we did this year. No, we were really happy with the early entry, the way that with the amount of guests we had last year and the amount of people that got to come in an hour early, that it really worked out well. A lot of people got all of their signatures that they needed before general admission got in, or they got very close to getting all of their signatures. So we were very happy with that number. And since we are aiming to keep our guest number around that same figure this year, we did not want to alter that at all. So we did not raise or lower the amount of Goldens that we sold, or Platinums for that matter. We were actually able to do a few more offsite Platinums this year than we were last year. But the other stuff we didn't change. There was a little bit of a price increase, but that's literally only to cover costs. Our hotels went up. One of our hotels went up 8% in costs this year, and another one went up closer to 10%. So that's just, something that we had to keep in mind. And then, of course, the center costs go up every year. That's unavoidable. So, yeah, we tried to keep them as low as we could. There was a little bit of a price increase. But, yes, if anybody is in the group and they're talking about Weekend Plus passes, don't wait. Please buy those as soon as you can. They will sell out soon.
Okay.
Just
now
buy it.
I am going to speak very slowly so there is no confusion tonight. First of all, do you have that chat room pulled up?
Scarefest Weekend Fans.
The Scarefest Weekend Fans page on Facebook. That is the group, as we like to call it. The Scarefest Weekend Fans group. That will be the chat room we are monitoring. So I'm actually speaking very slow so that if you need to change to the other chat room... But I'm going to be flipping them all over the place. See, last week I did the page. So anyway, that's the only one we're monitoring. The trivia question to win 2 passes to Vette CityCon in Bowling Green, Kentucky, March 2nd and 3rd. What do the gang... Wait a minute, that's not the one I'm wanting to ask. Sorry, take 2. The film written by Quentin Tarantino about a gang of vampires in a bar and was also made into a TV series. What film written by Quentin Tarantino about a gang of vampires in a bar was also made into a TV series? Do 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 do. Is he in the right chat room? I've got 2 different people here. Somebody's answered it if they're in the fan group.
It would be...
Yep, is that top one? That first one you saw?
First one I saw.
All right, the correct answer is Showgirls. Showgirls, and on TV it was called Saved by the Bell. Saved by the Bell. No, okay, it was, of course, From Dusk Till Dawn. And according to the chat room here, Scott Devine, our judge says you were the first person to answer, Scott Devine. So I will be contacting you. I will be sending you your passes. I will get in touch with you on okay, everybody, you can stop answering now. I keep forgetting there's such a lag.
Actually, I had
There's a lag. But Scott Devine was the first one
that showed up on my page.
showed up.
Go ahead.
No, I
So there's a couple other things that I want to talk about. Like I said, I could use this entire hour to complain constructively. Some of the messages that I've gotten over the last day or two are a little bit concerning to me. And there are a few things. If these messages were from you, I'm not upset at all. But someone else may have a similar question, so I'm going to address a couple of them. One of them was earlier, I got a question from someone about something that was sold in a ticket package, and it's on the website, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but we'll say for this example, it was early entry. They said, I bought this ticket package. Do I get in an hour early? It says I do on my ticket, but someone said that's not true. And he sent me a screenshot of his ticket, and if it is in the description of the ticket that we wrote, yes. If someone else tells you it's not true, I don't know what they're on about, but whatever is in the description on the ticket, that's what you go by. That's what we try to do. If there's ever any changes to anything happening with the tickets, like I said, the line skips, there's a little bit of, fluidity there. But if anything changes, it'll come from us. So.
I actually know the story behind that. That was a misunderstanding. We had discussed the Weekend Plus passes being for 30-minute early entry.
Oh, yes.
And the guy asked me about it, the difference between it and VIP. And I said, well, VIPs get the 1 hour entry, early entry. And he said, well, does it mind? Then I looked and I said, oh, they changed that. And he thought I meant we did away with it. And I was trying to say, no, they changed it from 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, so and I've had some people ask about that because that is something that we kind of toyed around with. And when Brandon brought that up, I'm sorry, guys, that was me. I said, I don't think that we should do that because of the line situation in the hallway with queuing. We already had 4 different lines queued for entry last year, and I just didn't want to add to the madness on the front end. And like I said, when you look at our weekend attendance, the people that are coming in and out of the show, everybody that's in there, our VIP packages are less than 1% of that attendance number. And our Weekend Plus passes are less than 1% of that attendance number. So there are some shows out there that grossly oversell VIP tickets. There are shows out there that say their VIP tickets are one thing and then they don't give you those things. We try to do things that we know are manageable and that we know it actually makes it worth VIP. So we take our feedback we get from you all about things. We apply that every year. The 30 minutes for Weekend Plus did not make the cut.
And I was just a little off-center on the memo. That's all that happened. But
no, yeah, and that's totally cool. But yeah, anything like that, if you, just whatever it says on the ticket, go with that. Because sometimes we get senile and we forget what we say. So whatever's written down there on the website, that's what we go with.
Now, I am going, okay, because the people watching tonight, I consider all of you fans my friends. I'm going to let you in a little inside secret now.
Oh.
I am famous for really wanting to give snarky answers when people ask me things.
I saw one today.
On the face. Now, what I did one, I was a little snarky.
Your turn.
Frequently, someone will ask a question, and they don't mean it to be, they don't mean anything by it, but it's a question that I'm so goddamn sick of answering that I will, my first instinct is just to be the asshole self that I am. Now, that being said, Usually, I take a step back and I do not type the asshole answer. I type the nice, politically correct answer. This year, just so that my fans on Facebook know what I'm doing, if that is the case where I almost got snarky but decided not to, the answer will have dot, and then the answer to the question.
Okay.
So
all
now,
right.
so
That's
now
the code.
Yeah, that'll be the code. Now, sometimes I'll just be snarky because I can. Because I do like to argue when it gets right down to it. And if I see somebody, if I think you're being we'll use the word troll gently, I will call you on it. But I'm never mean.
Yep. Nope. I saw that today. And I was proud because I almost said something too.
Yeah, but I'm never mean. But when I think something is unjust, when I see injustice, I have to do something. I am the guy with the skull in his shirt. What was the name of that?
Wes, an asshole for the people.
There you go. I like that. Hashtag. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let me get my other commercial break in here real quick. Everybody, the Missing Element Shop, your one-stop shop for spirit mechanics, Stevens, healing vibrations, featuring metaphysical supplies, books, divination, altar supplies, tarot and oracle decks, handmade glassware, spirit boards, and featuring vibrational sound healings through the use of singing bowls and tuning forks, courtesy of Stephen Tyree. They also have classes on metaphysical, metaphysics, paranormal investigations, all kinds of neat stuff. Seminars, events. Follow them on Facebook. First of all, look them up on Facebook, Spirit Mechanics. Go to their website, spiritmechanics.com. And most of all, go to their brick and mortar store at 1018 East New Circle Road, Spirit Mechanics. That is called the Missing Element Shop. Great bunch of boys. I'll be seeing them next weekend. And now for Bonehead Weekly.
Hey, Scarefest. This is Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly with a review of a movie. It's kind of hard, okay? So the reason why this is a little hard for me to review is because Bonehead just interviewed the director, B.J. McDonnell. Fantastic guy, really nice, a lot of fun, wonderful stories. He directed this movie, which the movie we're going to review is Studio 666, sorry. Studio 666. He also directed Hatchet 3. And he's been a Steadicam, grip operator, camera operator, grip operator through tons of Hollywood movies. And we did about an hour and a half with him on Bonehead Weekly the other night. And I just had the best time talking to him. This movie is Studio 666. And what it's about is that the Foo Fighters, starring Dave Grohl, go to a mansion in the Encino area of LA to finish their 10th album. And the place is haunted because it's got a curse because somebody didn't finish an album. Yeah. Apparently, Dave Grohl got the idea for this. They wrote it out. They did this in kind of secret during the pandemic. Is it any good? Well, okay. Once again, it's really hard for me to review it because I like the director so much. And there's things about it I like. And I don't want to call it a vanity project. But it is kind of a vanity project in the sense of none of these people are actually actors. Some of them do okay performances and some of them not so much. What I loved about the movie is just some of the cameos from so many different people. I mean, there's a guy named Rip Haight who plays the studio engineer. That's a pseudonym for John Carpenter. John Carpenter actually did some of the music, and there's a lot of Carpenter-esque references all throughout this movie. BJ's a huge Carpenter fan like I am. And it's one of those where Whitney Cummings is in it. She's hilarious in it. Will Forte is in it. He's hilarious in it. BJ worked on MacGruber and is a friend of them. And they talked about how he got a lot of these different people to do all the cameos. Did I enjoy it? I enjoyed about 20 or 30 minutes of it. This would have been one of those where I know you hear me say it a lot, but this would have been one of those movies that have been a cool short film to go along with the music video, kind of extended. kind of a Michael Jackson thriller, where it's not so much a vanity project, but it is a vanity project, but it takes it to another level. If we could have done something like this, instead of a full-length feature film, like it was a short film that went out, this would have been great in the 80s or 90s, where you would have bought the 10th album, it would have came with a DVD, you'd have paid a little extra for it, and you'd have got this short film or a little longer movie with it that came with it, and you'd be like, oh my God, the Foo Fighters. Problem is I don't know that in the current marketplace that exists, right? Because everything is streaming. Can you watch this movie? Yeah, I paid for it, which is funny because I don't normally, if I don't stream it or don't go and see it in the theater, I usually don't, but I paid for it. You can stream it on Amazon. It's $1 or $2. Is it worth a couple of bucks? If you're a Foo Fighters fan, yes. If you like horror comedies, yes. Kind of have a drink or two. It's not bad. There are a few. It's just a little long. I know people hear me once again say this all the time, but I wish there was about 15, 20 minutes cut out of it. I wish some of the people just a little bit more. I wish the narrative was a little bit tighter. I mean, it's kind of all over the place. There are some funny jokes in it. I laugh. There's some disgusting parts. There's some blood. Tony Gardner, who, if you've seen behind me, Darkman, and did the makeup effects for Darkman, also did them for this. Like I said, John Carpenter did the music with his son, cut with his two sons, his son and his godson. There are things to like about this movie. Can I overly recommend it? No. But if you're a Foo Fighters fan and you love Dave Grohl and the rest of them, then yeah, you probably have already seen it and you may have liked it, may have not. I'm kind of curious if you're a Foo Fighters. I'm a Foo Fighters fan. But please, Studio 666, BJ McDonald, the director, amazing guy. Is the movie any good? It's okay. I wonder what he would have done if he wasn't saddled with so much. I'm just curious. Anyway, we didn't really talk about it when we interviewed him. I talked about a lot of other stuff. So Studio 666, you can get it through Prime for $2. This has been Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly, Studio 666.
Mystery solved.
We know that Wes takes very thorough notes, though.
I knew the name of the movie.
Yeah, you write the movie down every week, and I can't believe that you missed that.
There was a question during a review. Someone was asking about regular weekend passes. They are not close to sold out. I will look into why the quantity max on that is 4. Wes was telling me that Eventbrite has changed a couple of things with quantities. And normally that's the preset on that is like a 10, but I'll go and look. And Brandon might have it down to 4 for a reason. That might be something that they do to keep like the big secondhand ticket sellers from going in and buying them, in mass. So I'll look into that, Miranda. But no, they're not sold out or close. They're not close to sold out. We've sold quite a few weekend passes, actually. I was surprised. And make sure if you're buying weekend passes or day passes that you use the promo codes that we have tagged in the top of the group. Stu and Brewster. Make sure you're utilizing those. They're only good for this month.
I'm Batman. Mother hashtag. Hashtag I'm Batman. Studio
right.
666.
I like
Does
an
anybody-
asshole for the people better.
Yeah, exactly. Does anybody have any other questions about anything? I know there's so much stuff going on this week, and there may be something I'm just obviously overlooking. So if anybody's got any questions, please post those in the chat so that we can cover those, or you'll have to wait a month before you get another count.
Yep, because we got 5, and it'll be tough. February, March. No, March will be okay. It's April. We're going to do it live from Comic-Con. And you know how much I hate doing live shows.
I'm not going to Comic-Con.
Well, you won't be there. It'll be me, Brandon, and Barbara then.
Okay.
I'm just saying, that's where...
Comic-Con is great. Comic-Con is great, but man, those crowds, I cannot handle.
Actually, there will be. There'll be a council episode in March.
Yeah.
Before Vette CityCon. That's right. So
leave.
you're not off the hook by any means.
You have to leave for Vette CityCon.
Yeah, I have to leave Vette.
Super early.
Yay. Okay, anything in the chat? If you don't have any more questions, we're going to call it a night. And I really do want to apologize, everybody, for not having your normal 2 to 3 celebrity announcements tonight. But
Blame
Brandon, and everybody
Well,
for not taking care of himself.
tag him on Facebook with one of those ugly get well cards that they do on Facebook.
yes, definitely do something like that because he needs some love for sure. But in Brandon's defense, we did kind of like decide in the middle of the week to announce Dorothy and Matthew. So we had announcements for tonight, but it was like when you can't wait to give someone a Christmas present early. So, you know, we just like, it's like when you buy a bunch of snacks for the movies, but then you eat them on the way to the movies. You get it. So, yeah, if there's anything else, please let us know. And I'm trying to think, there's just been so much stuff going on the last few days. Are we going to, Wes, what we should do is we should post somewhere the shows that we're going to, like a schedule of the events we're going to be at.
I got the ones I'm going to be at on the website, but
do you?
Yeah, on scarefestradio.com.
Oh, okay.
On
I was
my
going to say I haven't seen them on the main page because we had to divide and conquer. There's some shows I'm going to. There's some shows Wes is going to.
Yeah. Like I guess, like y'all are going to Evansville, aren't you?
I'm not going to Evansville. I'm
somebody said
going.
you were going to.
Brandon.
Yeah, that's right. You said you might go to Bowling Green.
Well, yeah, I would love to go to Bowling Green. But I also was keeping that weekend open. And then Frankencon, we're going to show out. And I will go ahead and tell you all with all the giveaways we're doing, we will be giving away a golden ticket at Frankencon also. And you have to actually go to Frankencon to be able to get in on the drawing for that. And we may actually have a much bigger giveaway for Frankencon coming up. That's something that we will be working on this weekend to get some information out about. But it may include passes to Frankencon. It may include a hotel stay at Frankencon. So there are all kinds of possibilities. But we want to support our Frankencon guys. I'm actually wearing a hoodie that they got me from a birthday last year, the Spooky Dudes podcast. So if you can make it to Knoxville, May, then please plan on doing that because we're going to be having a lot of fun down there.
Last question in the chat room. How are the vendor applications being handled on receipt or announced later? We don't freaking know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Something that we talked about earlier in the show that was set up, and then the man who set it up
got sick on us.
Yeah. Once we are able to talk to Brandon and get that reassessed, but it hasn't started yet. No one has gotten their registration yet. We will communicate that very heavily when that new registration date will be. But we just don't know yet.
And I do want to remind everybody, next week on Scarefest TV, Barbara Jane and myself will be talking to Paula Purcell Kelly. Paula Purcell Kelly. She wrote a book, Ghostly Tales of McCracken County. Ghostly Tales of McCracken County. It's a book, and I'm gonna read some of it. And so I'm ready to say goodnight. Are you ready to say goodnight?
I am.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.